What is up, you guys? Lawson here with Mystery Tackle Box. Today, we're gonna give you some hot tips and hopefully catch some fish. Let's get after it. All right, the first bait we're gonna talk about right now is the Game Changers Eliminator 3.5-inch pearl color. A lot of you might see this and be like, what the heck am I looking at? This looks more like a bass lure, but let me show you what this thing is useful for, and I think you can really crush some great saltwater fish on this bait right here. So we have it rigged weedless on a weightless wide gap hook, and all we're gonna do with this thing is skip it way up underneath docks and just rip it right across the surface, and it's just gonna be looking like a little mullet paddling across the water, some type of little bait fish fleeing across the surface like that. That is gonna be money, and it's weedless, so we're gonna be able to skip it up way under docks, way under mangroves, any type of structure that you're fishing. It's gonna get way back in there. It's gonna be like fishing a frog or something. You're almost going for a reaction strike of ripping it up in deep cover where you normally shouldn't be able to get a lure, and pulling it out, and those fish should just go nuts all over it. So we're gonna show you a few different areas where we can use this bait and where it's really gonna be useful, and hopefully whack a big old snook with it. Oh my gosh! I just got absolutely throttled back in there. I see the fish, he came out right here. Oh my Lord. I threw that like a mile underneath that dock and something just tried to absolutely destroy it. Holy cow. Oh, he's on it, he's on it. There's a snook right behind it. Oh, he's gonna eat it right here. He's gonna eat it right here. He's right underneath it. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, I threw that basically on dry land underneath that dock, and that fish popped this thing like out of the water, and then I threw it back underneath there, and he followed it all the way to the boat with his nose just pressed right against the back of it. That was like my third cast on the Eliminator. Oh my gosh, again. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, right in front of me, something's getting crushed. Look at this. Oh my, he missed it. Are you kidding me? He's right beneath the boat. How do you miss that? What? He literally like slurped the whole entire thing down. Oh, there's a catfish right here. Oh. Oh, there's a 𝗙𝗃 chasing me right here. Oh, and he just broke me off instantly. You suck. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Multiple snook on it. Come on, come on, come on, he's right here. Gosh darn. There were like 3 snook came out from underneath that dock to follow it all the way up to the boat. Holy stud snook sitting on here, like 30+ incher. Oh, he saw it, he saw it. There it is. Oh, that was so sick. He's not as big as I thought he was, but that was epic. Oh my gosh. I put that Eliminator up in there, and I saw him, like, I put it like 5 feet in front of him. Oh, stay. I put it like 5 feet in front of him, and I just saw it. It hit the water. He heard the noise and looked over to it instantly, and I let it sit for a second and let him get a little closer to it. And the second he was like in range of it, I started ripping it, and he, chomped it off the surface. That is the exact fish we're looking for. Oh man, that was pretty epic. I am like unbelievably stoked right now on that. Oh, total ham. Let's see if we can land him. Oh, give me, open your mouth. Boom, son. Sonny Jim, hook popped right there. That is what we were looking for right there, a flared up snook. He's probably 26 inches or so, 25. What a beast. The way he ate that thing was insane. Look at that slurping mouth right there. Awesome, 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 awesome. The Eliminator crushed him. That right there is what we were looking for this morning. That is awesome. A beautiful snook. Get on out of here. Whew. That was sick. All right, next bait we're gonna be going over is the Weston Salty the Shrimp right there, Salty the Shrimp. That is a 3-inch little shrimp lure. Now, I've said it a million times in my own videos, every game fish in salt water at some point in their life basically eats a shrimp. I don't think there's a better lure to target any species inshore ever. Like, a shrimp is one of the most versatile lures when targeting fish that you could possibly ever throw. So we're gonna go over how I like to fish them, I like to work them. We're using a pretty light setup here. It's 2,500 10-pound braid, 20-pound fluoro. That's the setup that we're rocking for now. And I'll kind of show you how I like to throw them around docks and mangroves and bridges and a bunch of different areas. Okay, we're gonna work it down a dock line right here. It's one of my favorite ways to fish an artificial shrimp is structure, either working dock lines or mangroves, or if you're flats fishing, working grass and potholes, which I would still consider structure. So what we're gonna be doing is making a nice cast right up underneath the dock. And I think a common mistake that a lot of people make is that they fish their artificial shrimp way too fast. I talk about it all the time, but you think about it, a shrimp doesn't move very quick at all. Even when they're running, they don't make giant runs. They're just kind of pop, 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 popping right along the bottom. So what I like to do is work it right up in the docks, and I'll let it sit for 5 to 10 seconds. I wanna make sure it's on the bottom, and then fishing it really subtly, like tiny little pops like that, just boom, boom, and letting it settle back down on the bottom. Now, there's sometimes you need to read the situation. If there's fish feeding on the surface and going nuts, don't throw your shrimp in and let it sit on the bottom. Throw it in there and work it like a fluke or a jerk bait or something. But I have a lot of success coming along dock lines, mangrove lines, skipping that shrimp way up under that structure, and you let it sink. And you'd be shocked how many times you get eaten when your shrimp is sitting dead still. Because when they're not fleeing from a predator, all they're doing is just sitting there on the bottom, crawling around really slow. And that's really all you're imitating. You're not necessarily imitating a giant fleeing shrimp. You're just imitating a shrimp that's kind of creeping along the bottom and popping up every once in a while. And it works dangerously good. This is a 𝗙𝗙𝗋𝗋𝗋 freaky fish. It is just a big, beefy fluke right there. That is gonna be killer for jack, tarpon, redfish, snook, trout, anything really is gonna eat this. And there's a few ways you could fish it. You gotta just read the situation. So right now we're fishing like pretty shallow water, in anywhere from a foot to 5 feet, not super deep. And so we're gonna be throwing this weightless right here and working it nice and working at a pretty medium, oh my gosh, working at a medium retrieve and just covering some ground with it. Now, if we were fishing for tarpon or snook in deeper water, I would throw a jig head on it and sink it down and work it pretty slow. But right now we're working our way into a canal, and we're gonna work it pretty aggressively around docks and seawalls. And basically how you work it is a fish right here. Dang, okay. Oh, right up front, right up in front, right up in front. Oh my gosh. There's a jack murdering a mullet right here. We gotta get right up in there. We're gonna catch this fish. We're gonna catch this fish. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Dude, give me a break. This is insane. He finally got it. Oh my gosh, he was so zoned in on that. Wow. Okay, so what we are in, what we're trying to imitate is basically that, exactly. We're gonna be throwing this around walls and structure and imitating a fish being chased, and hopefully a fish is gonna come up and slurp it. That was nuts. That's what we're trying to do. Oh, right here, coming down again. There must be a school of them coming down. You ready? You ready? Not a good cast. That is epic. Look at that guy go. Dude, they're just so zoned in on these mullet. I can't even get them to pay attention to this. Oh my gosh. I've never seen them like that. I've never seen them that focused in on a live bait that they won't switch over and eat it. Normally you can pull such a quick bait and switch on them like that. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. That's just cool to watch though. Tell you what, that boy was on a mission. All right, so right now we are working our way along a dock line right here, and we are tossing a Smartbaits color changing paddle tail right there. Pretty cool. Now you can see the bait I have on my hook right now is kind of like oh my gosh, it's kind of like a orange peach color, and then the baits in the package are like lime green. They are the exact same bait, but when they touch the water, they actually change colors depending on the water temperature. Now, a swim bait is one of the most versatile baits you can own. You can fish them in 100 feet of water, you could fish them in 6 inches of water. It just really depends on how you rig it. So right now we just have a 1/4 ounce jig head, and we're burning it along some dock pilings. Maybe we'll find a snook or a redfish, something like that. And we're just working it right along the edges of docks and burning it really close to structure, and then we'll throw it out in the open spaces as well and work it. You never know, this fish might be basically traveling between areas, and that's a good place to find them. But a lot of times your bite's gonna come right along the structure. And always make sure you work it all the way back to the boat, because fish, they will follow you all the way out. Even if they come from the structure, doesn't mean unless they're eating it, they might follow it all the way out and eat halfway between the boat and there, but it's important to just cover some water. And that's what's really good about swim bait, that you can fish it in a lot of different ways. If you want to just burn water, you can. If you feel like these fish are really holding tight and holding slow to some structure, you can just throw it up and just slowly crank it and almost bump it across the bottom here. You can fish it any way you want. Just about everything eats swim bait. That's gotta be a fish right there. Oh, come on now. Oh, there's a fish. Little one, but right where he should be. Awesome. Just burning that swim bait underneath these docks. I threw 2 under there and I was like, man, those definitely should have gotten eaten. But threw one in there and just slow rolled it across the bottom, and he just crushed it underneath that. I mean, this little fish choked that bait. Beautiful. Just a little guy compared to that first fish we caught, but a beautiful little snook. All right, you guys, that is it for me. Hope you guys go out there and crush some fish. You can do it. You have all the tools there for you. Just use the baits in the right situations. The Eliminator, burn that sucker underneath structure, docks, mangroves, seawalls, anywhere there's structure, you're using that bait to pull out the fish. The swim bait, the swim bait, rig it 100 different ways and work that thing. If you're in deep water, throw it out, crank it nice and slow. You're on the flats, burning 2 feet of water, put a nice 1/8 ounce jig head, bomb that thing a mile, and just cover some water. You can catch a lot of fish on swim baits. And the shrimp, everything in the ocean wants to eat a shrimp at some point in its life. Remember that. So always have faith, and if things are hard, a shrimp is one of my go-to lures. Hopefully you guys learned something and you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to the Mystery Tackle Box channel down below. I appreciate you guys and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Until the next time, peace.